You've been warned before, but this time it's final. If you're still wasting time scrolling, looking off, half posting, and calling it growth, law will treat you like the enemy. This is your last month living like a civilian. After this, you submit or suffer. If you feel like you've been looping in softness, distraction, and half-built ideas, this is the line in the sand. Click below, grab the unruly blueprint, and submit to law before it's too late. The link is in the description below. Your civilian life is done, right? And if you're looking to build something real, you just follow this step by step. The first thing is you have to understand what dies when you obey law. And what is law? Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. When you have a centralized goal, you put it into the law of mentalism as it runs all the rest of the laws. It is the head honcho law. Everything comes from your mind, right? When you have a goal in mind and you're ready to go. So the first thing that dies when you finally obey law is your comfort patterns, right? Stop seeking approval and stop chasing dopamine. As you see, this is me going out to parties. Oh, you see how many goddamn bracelets I got on my wrist? Miami. You see me drinking here, right? Enjoying my life, right? You see me shopping. It's a byproduct of good life. Okay, cool. Let's enjoy this and relax in the comfort. So no matter what stage you're at, right? You can still find yourself in comfort. It doesn't matter if you're making 50, 60, 70, 100K a month. It doesn't matter, $1 million a month. You are going to find there are going to be ways for you to relax into comfort. Right? And while, yes, you must know your limit of enough, and I speak about this all the time, you want to also not jump into comfort prematurely. A lot of you haven't even gotten out of your 9 to 5, let alone posted consistently, right? Or know how to post consistently, or even have consistent results within your structure, let alone cash flow. So the comfort patterns, even with women, will have to die. You're going to stop seeking approval and stop chasing dopamine. That is what your comforts are. You're seeking approval from the external world to validate who your identity is currently. And the old identity, where you are right now, has to be relinquished before you step into your new identity. It just has to happen. All successful people have to leave their old identity to the wayside, which means your patterns, your comfort patterns have to go, right? Not forever, because again, does this mean that you're never going to see comfort again? No, you'll see comforts. But when you're building, every time you're at that checkpoint and you see the next one and you know like, okay, cool, I've enjoyed this for the longest amount that I could. Okay, now it's time to move forward. Do so. Fuck self-help. Fuck self-help. I don't know how much I can tell you. Fuck your self-help. When it's time to move with law, there is no more self-help without movement. This is no journals, vision board, cold showers. Fuck all that. Time to move, time to get active, time to do some things. Because these things alone do not bring you where you want to go. You have to move. Understand that, yes, are they an integral part of moving forward out of a position that you were in or that you've claimed to be? Yes, of course, you can journal. You can have a vision board, you can have a cold shower, but if you don't attach movement to that, you're going to be stuck, my boy. And you're going to think you're doing all this movement because the spiritual gurus tell you, just journal, burn your sage, have your vision board, visualize it, it'll come to you. But guess what? The only way it comes to you is if you also create the frequency, which is vibration, which is movement. Hello, fuck your self-help. And no more excuses. So as you see here, you could be at a 9 to 5, you could be in entrepreneurship, you could be at wherever you are in the stage that you are when you're looking to get to the next point, right? No matter what level you're at, you're going to have to stop thinking, I'm not ready. I don't feel like it. Who gives a fuck? Law doesn't respect men that don't move when they have to, right? You have to move within your masculine structure. That's the law of gender. Move in your masculine structure. It was given to you for a reason. Right? The only way you're going to accept the feminine energy of abundance is if you have a masculine structure fortified by discipline, which means every time you feel like you're not ready, every time you feel like you don't want to do it, you still fucking move. Okay, cool. Next, the men inside Objective View are done living like civilians. They're not buying comfort. They're building weapons. Join them. The link is in the description below. The shift into a law-based identity. This is probably the most important part right here because it's a cycle. Your identity is continuing to be proved every single day or not. So action becomes the default. Stop waiting for permission and start executing, no matter where you are. The second I started executing on what I knew I should have done, I then could build my brand and continue to push Unruly forward. The second you feel like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't want to do this, you pause, you halt, and it's out of fear. Nothing else. You're fearful. So it's time to move. And action becomes the default. You will always start to move once you understand that, okay, cool, I don't need to ask permission. I don't need my comfort of validation from other people, women, my family, nobody. The only permission you need is from you. And when you decide that I'm going to go regardless, it becomes your default. What does that then mean? Discipline is now non-negotiable. You do the same shit at war that you did at peace. When you were relaxed, when you were in your spiritual zone, when you were chilling and you were just namasteing it out. And in your meditations, it just becomes habit to follow order. The order that you set up in your life becomes a non-negotiable. The disciplines that you have become a requirement of your day-to-day life. No matter where I'm at, I don't care if I'm at home. I don't care if I'm in a different state. I don't care if I'm trapped. It doesn't fucking matter where I'm at. I'm going to follow the disciplines that I know I must hit every single day. And you will understand once you have a fortified structure. Then you can then put in the right schedule that fits whatever style of business you run, whatever aspirations you have. You then fill the slots and make sure that you stay disciplined no matter what life brings. Again, I'll work at lunch, I'll work on the plane, I'll work anywhere. It doesn't matter. And just trust and believe I'm working out everywhere I go. Everywhere I'm going, finding a gym to work out. Doesn't matter. Right? And then when you have these disciplines, you then begin to generate power. Right? Real weaponized pressure, not theory for external validation. Fuck this external validation. Right? A lot of people, you see them posturing. They got a persona. They showing off their persona. Ooh, I'm this, I'm that. You're not none of that. You're a bullshitter. And that's why your power doesn't last. And that's why you have no presence. When you have action and you have discipline, you then can couple those two and gain power. Because what happens? The money comes. And when the money comes, you then fortify it by also following the rules of the game. Understand the game and the loopholes and all the things. And that means what? Reading books like this. The House of Morgan is one of my favorite books because it allows you to break down the system and understand money for what it is. Okay, cool. But then you also get the money, as you see here. You get the money once you start working. You get the money once you start pushing past your limits because your discipline says you have to. Right? And as long as you continue that, you're going to generate the power because, again, money equals power. Okay, cool. And then guess what? It then goes back into action because you realize you're getting the power that you always desired. And as the power comes, you can then get the power, which equals money, right? A lot of the power that you're going to get is going to come from the byproducts that you generate. And then you can use those same byproducts to then fuel more action by hiring people, right? By outsourcing things, by getting better quality equipment, by getting better quality ideas from hey, coaches. Even coaches need coaches, right? Business people need coaches. I've had mentors and coaches. Right? Everyone has to learn because there's always someone that's a step above you. And if you don't know, you just don't know what you don't know. So again, generating that power through your discipline will give you the ability to do more action and do more things that will push you forward, even if you don't have the full understanding just yet, because your identity requires you to continue. Law does not stop for anybody, right? It moves and works for the man that consistently stays disciplined within his masculine structure. This is your exit ramp out of softness. Every offer is live. Grab the Unruly Blueprint and I'll see you in the chamber. The link is in the description below. And third, how your life physically changes, right? And this is very simple. You have to get this is very simple. Structure emerges. Your morning, your posting, your trainings, your income systems. All of those things become structure because now you have all these systems in place. You have a system for your morning routine, so to say. You have a system for the way that you post, right? How do you think I post 30 reels a day? How do you think I get a YouTube video done every day? How do you think all of this shit happens while also running another business? it happens because you have systems in place so that you can do all of these things nonstop, no matter what's coming at you, right? And if there's anything in the system that you have to go clean up yourself, you go do. Right? But you have to have a structure to the way that your systems operate, because otherwise the system's not going to work. Therefore, you're not going to continue the things that you need to get done to move forward. Right? And your income systems also have to be intact, which is why you should read about the entire game that you're playing. Like the House of Morgan, if you read that book, it's long, but if you read it, you have a better understanding of the fucking games that you're playing. Because we're all in a game. No one gets out alive, but the bystanders also don't get out alive, and you're just sitting here watching the players play. So you might as well jump into the game and stop your bullshit, right? But law requires you to do a set of things first. And as you continue to win, or as you continue to climb forward within the game, you have to also remember that law requires you to stay disciplined to it. Because the second you stop and your vision changes from whatever goal that you set out to have, law is going to work against you, because now you've relaxed into your comforts. Again, every checkpoint has a level of comfort that you will be enticed to stay at, and you'll feel the plateau. And if you don't get out of that or recognize it quick enough, you may be brought back down to ground zero so that you can be balanced back out. There's no such thing as staying still. Right? There is no, it doesn't just turn off. You're either growing or you're dying. The next part is that, and this is the harder part that a lot of people do get stuck on, because you're emotional, you're a human, you have feelings, right? When I have to do these purges of people, when I hit certain check marks to get to the next one, it hurts, it bothers you a bit. But what bothers you more? Losing the sight of the goal, or losing people that aren't necessarily aimed at the same goal as you, right? There are emotions involved. Rightfully so, you should feel them. And if you don't understand how to regulate your emotions, think about it. Thoughts equal your emotions, equal your actions, equal your reality. So you must be able to control those thoughts that come in that are probably negative regarding you having to remove people out of your life. That's going to trigger an emotional response. If you allow that emotional response to get you tethered back with the people that aren't aimed at the same vision, or don't see it the way you see it, you're going to get fucked up. You're going to end up inevitably tethering yourself to a timeline that you don't necessarily want to be in. And that's not something that you should allow yourself to do. So removing the people is a must. Civilian anchors lose access to you. You can no longer allow yourself to give access to you the way that you used to, or the way that you know that makes you feel comfortable, because they're tethers. Civilians are civilians. Don't get it fucked up. Like, people that work and are like power, like almost their identity is their job, they're civilians. They're not on the same track as you. And once you understand that the civilian lifestyle is not something that you desire to have for yourself, you detach from that. And anything that you allow to tether itself back to you is literally doing exactly that. If you allow people back into your life that still live the civilian lifestyle, you're going to lose vision of the goal, because now you're fogging the road, the way, the vision. Get rid of people that fog your vision and tether you back to a life and an identity that is no longer you. I mean, again, this is probably one of the reasons we do it most as men, is the magnetic force increases. Women, money, and brotherhood. Pussy, power, respect. All orbit your order. When you have a system systemized and structured and pressurized by law, and you follow it with your masculine discipline, your magnetic forces that you go out to go get, right? To go get the things that will help you ascend in the way that you want to towards your goal, they just come. Like, life starts to bend to you when you move in the right direction toward your goal. When you set out to go do something and you start to actually put one foot in front of the other toward your goal and stop all the bullshit, cut all your fucking comforts off, cut your fuckery ass distractions off, cut people off that aren't rooting for you and or aren't even seeing the vision that you see, or at least understand it. Once you get rid of all of the shit that could fog your vision and your vision becomes clear, what do you think the laws of the realm are going to do for you? Give you exactly what you're setting out to go get. The fuck? You think it's just going to not give you what you asked for? And see, that's where a lot of people get tripped up. You have to go through all of these hurdles of getting rid of people and dealing with your emotions and dealing with getting rid of your comforts and dealing with the hardship that comes with jumping over things that you don't know. Like, you don't know what you don't know. So when what you don't know appears in front of you, you have to learn how to get over it. And when you learn to get over it, that requires a level of self-awareness along with dedication to the goal, that even if you fall and bust your ass, you learn something and still get up and realize that there's another thing that you don't know, but you keep going. And that's the only reason your force becomes so much more increased than it was before, because now you're dealing with shit that you've never seen before, but you're learning as you go. And as you move forward and learn and learn and learn, everything becomes easier because the resources are given to you to get over those hurdles as you learn them. Right? And there's so many things that you get over once you start to get rid of the distractions and the people, that it calcifies your ability to feel the pain. Right? And you start dealing with life in a different way because now you've already dealt with hardship from getting rid of your comforts and staying disciplined to a centralized goal. So the hurdles of getting over the things that you don't know become a bit easier, right? Rejection is almost desired because you know the more no's you get, that's the closer you are to a yes. Like, hello. And then if that's how you operate in business, then guess what? Women become easier too. So if business is money, and you get rejections there, and then you take that same formula, and I'll give you a tip here. Golden rule is 10-3-1. So 10 people that you go after, 3 will show interest, 1 will potentially close, right? It's the same idea with women. The more women you go up to, you've already dealt with rejection from trying to get money. Women are going to do the same thing, but you're going to start to get women because now you understand what it takes to get the money. All of this stuff is very simple, step by step by step. Right? In brotherhood, the same way. You're going to understand and go through lessons with money that you're also going to go with through women, that you're also going to go with brotherhood. It's all a cycle, bro. And the better you get at learning law and living within your structure at a centralized goal, the more lessons you learn along the way that can be applied in a variety of fucking categories in your life. And the next thing you know, you have all the women that you've ever desired, you have all the money that you ever desired, and you have close brotherhood and kinship that will last you a lifetime. But you have to get over, you have to get after it. And a lot of that starts with what? Getting rid of your old identity and letting all of these things die up here. Letting that comfort pattern die, letting that self-help only die, because self-help needs to be paired with movement, and letting your excuses go. It all starts up here. Let your old self die. Let the new identity sink in and follow through with your physical life. Because what? If you're spiritually charged, again, spiritual and physical mimic each other. But if you're spiritually charged and you don't move in the physical, you will never get the material that you're looking for. You have to move. So move. In your closing decree, you're not soft, you're not lost, you are simply undisciplined for now. But this is your line in the sand. Law doesn't wait, and God doesn't favor the lazy. This is your last month as a civilian. If you want to rise, submit. Otherwise, prepare to be forgotten. Consider yourself warned.